All right, let's get right into it. A little story continuing on the saga of Paperwork Poppy, also known as the artist Drake, aka Aubrey Graham. In this article reported by Billboard's Bill Donahue, he writes that a group of legal scholars says Drake's lawsuit against Universal Music Group over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us is dangerous because it will have a chilling effect on hip-hop and encourage prosecutors to use rap lyrics as evidence in criminal cases. Where have I heard that before? Oh yeah, I said it on this channel. Now this is something that has already been done in the case of Young Thug and in many other cases, but UMG has a lot more resources, a lot better lawyers, and a lot more pull when it comes to defending themselves against the wrongdoings they are accused of in this case. So they're gonna be pulling a lot of help from professional groups that will help them get this lawsuit dismissed, and I believe this is going to be a big step in that direction. Now continuing with the article. Filed in January, Drake's case claims that UMG defamed him by releasing Lamar's scathing diss track, which tarred the Canadian rapper as a certified pedophile. Now it didn't directly do that, but whatever. He says that millions of people took that lyric literally, severely harming his reputation. But in a legal brief filed in the case on Wednesday, a group of professors from the University of California Irvine School of Law say that Drake's argument is not just faulty, it is dangerous. I've heard that before on this channel as well. They continue. Drake's complaints rest on the assumption that every word of Not Like Us should be taken literally as a factual representation. Professors Chairs E. Kubrick, Jack Lerner, Adam Dunbar, and Kyle Winnan write in the court filing. We urge the court to recognize the danger that assumption poses. Diss track lyrics are creative art form that are understood by listeners not as factual arguments or a series of news reports, the professors write, but as hyperbole, bluster, and demonstrations of disrespect that are designed to entertain and impress their audience. There you go. The fact that this is being adjudicated to such a degree, to me, it makes no sense, but let's continue. The professors warned that the consequences of endorsing Drake's literal interpretation of Kendrick's lyrics would extend far beyond his case, including to the long controversial practice of using lyrics as evidence in criminal cases against rappers. When courts ignore rap music's history and artistic conventions, the effect is to deny rap the status of art and instead to flatten lyrics into literal confessions or statements of specific intent, write the UCI professors. This problematic treatment has introduced racial bias and unfair prejudice in countless criminal cases and has created a demonstrable chilling effect across the industry. The use of rap music as criminal evidence has been widely criticized, both because it threatens the right to free speech and can sway jurors by tapping into racial bias. One empirical study authored by Kubrick and Dunbar found that listeners who viewed violent song lyrics responded more negatively if they believed they came from a rap track than if they were told the exact same lyrics came from a country or heavy metal song. Over the past few years, the practice has drawn backlash from the music industry and led to efforts by lawmakers to stop it, including a landmark California statute. But it has persisted in high-profile instances, including Young Thug's case in Atlanta and briefly in Lil Durk's federal murder for hire case. So much for Drake supporting Lil Durk or supporting Young Thug, right? Because this case flies directly in the face of the court cases and the charges that they were facing and are facing currently. Nasty work, period, point blank. Continuing with the article. Moving to dismiss Drake's lawsuit, UMG has argued that Lamar's lyrics are rhetorical hyperbole, the kind of statement that might sound bad but cannot actually be proven false. Since defamation only covers false assertions of fact, statements of hyperbole can't form the basis for such cases because it flies in the face of Drake even filing this lawsuit in the first place. In making that argument, UMG has pointed to Drake's own public support for a 2022 petition criticizing prosecutors for using rap lyrics as evidence in criminal cases. That letter, also signed by Megan Thee Stallion, 21 Savage, and many other stars, criticized prosecutors for treating lyrics as literal statements of fact. As Drake recognized, when it comes to rap, the final work is a product of the artist's vision and imagination. UMG's lawyers write, Drake was right then and is wrong now. A rep for Drake's legal team did not immediately return a request for comment on the arguments made by the professors. I bet they didn't. I bet they didn't. Because Drake killed his own case right there. In the past, he's in a parallel universe right now. Because he already killed his own case 2 years before he filed it. One thing I am starting to notice about that side of the hip hop fence is they're not the smartest people in the world. Period, point blank. There's a lot of dumb OV hoes out there that think they smart. I don't know why they think they're intelligent. If you look at some of their comments, if you look at some of the arguments that they try to make in favor of Drake, and especially in favor of this lawsuit, it's ridiculous. I don't want to see Drake post any more free anybody posts on IG or t-shirts or belts or none of that garbage that he be putting on with his little fashion shows on IG when you filing a case that will be getting people locked up for many years to come by helping set the precedent for rap lyrics to be used in criminal cases. This is such a anti-artist lawsuit for all the dummies who are on podcasts and things saying that this could somehow be spun in the way that it's in the favor of the artist. He's going against the big machine. No, he's not. Because he's not talking about distribution. He's not talking about proper monetary consumption, which is artists getting paid the money they're supposed to be getting paid. That's the issue with the industry for real. It's control over how your records are distributed and released, and where's my money? And to be more specific, where's all my money? Because that's the biggest problem artists have from record labels and distributors in the music industry, is getting all their money and getting clear accounting on how much money and revenue they've generated and how much they're supposed to be paid out. You know, and Drake could have filed a lawsuit like that years ago. Okay, he's had disputes over his money before with the different record labels that he signed to. All those different people that Pusha T pointed out that has their hands in his money. Could have filed the lawsuit back then. This lawsuit is nothing about his feelings being hurt because he lost a rap battle and him not knowing how to recover. You know, he didn't lose any money because of what Kendrick said in the song. He lost money because of the way he responded to what Kendrick said in the song. You treated the lyrics as though they were based in fact. Instead of saying, oh, your disses are funny, that's ridiculous. I can call Millie Bobby Brown right now and she would say I'm not a pedophile. I can call all the other young ladies that he had questionable interactions with and get them on his side. That's if you were concerned about the court of public opinion, that's what you should have done. Now, some people are never going to look at some of your behavior as correct, period, point blank. But as far as saving your reputation is concerned, Drake went about it in a horrible way, in a horrible fashion. He went about it by trying to troll back and trying to really avoid the elephant in the room, which is he may have a little bit of a problem. He has a lot of past instances where it seems like he likes too young females. I'm not going to say children or nothing like that, but it's just females that are a little too young. Shout out to Shannon Sharp. But the reason that he didn't fight it and he didn't try to fight it in the court of public opinion is because he knows the behavior is questionable at best, right? He knows his mindset is questionable at best. And instead of handling that and doing something to correct that, going to therapy, whatever, he chooses this route, which totally tries to damage all of hip hop and all of musical and artistic expression completely, especially in our culture. And that's why the song They Not Like Us resonated so much, because it was so true. And you proved it and you made it more and more true after the song was released, which is the dumbest thing Drake and his team could have done. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. See, this is when you have resources, this is the kind of help you get in the court of law. And we know UMG has all the resources that they could possibly need to fight this case. You're gonna see more of this. You're gonna see more people come from all over everywhere to help UMG get this case dismissed, which I said, it's a dangerous case. It should be dismissed, just like those professors said as well. And it's just nonsense when you get right down to it. But anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Hit that like button if you haven't hit that like button yet. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Share this video. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank y'all for watching as always, and we out.